What's going on? So, sitting up at the terminal here. Was gone since Christmas this last time. And right now it is the 25th. Yeah, 25th of January. Alright, that's nice. Sorry about that. Shit just fell right off. I don't know. I don't got my phone holder situation. But, yeah, was gone basically all of January. And, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. Was gone all of January, and, oh, man. I mean, dispatch sent me home, yesterday, but he said, my dispatcher, he said, if you want to come in tomorrow and maybe catch a couple extra miles, you might need some trailers moved around, so I'm basically here doing that. I mean, it's still 7:30 in the morning, so nothing has happened yet, but I don't know, might get sent home or whatever, but beside the point. Can trucking change your situation? Yeah. Yes, it can. And I mean, the thing that kind of got my mind thinking on this track was I got my W-2 last night for last year, and it looks pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to give out exact numbers, but it's definitely more than I was on track to make at the factory that I was working at. And let me tell you something, I am not working half as hard as I was at that factory. Like a 50-hour week there was way worse than any week here. Added in with being gone, it's like the stress level of trucking is ridiculously low for me. I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing. I don't know. It might not be. But then the other thing that kind of got my memory turning, but like got my gears turning a little bit, is started thinking about whenever I'm driving through a big city and you see you'll see like people like asking for help. They got they're standing on like an on-ramp or some type of turn in the city, like at a stoplight or something like that, and they're just holding on to the sign and they're like, oh, like anything will help. And I mean, this is gonna sound like some right-wing bullspit, but every time I see that, I wish I had like an application with me, 'cause man, dude, like you hand them that application, and let me tell you what that takes care of. That takes care of where you're living and what you're making. And those are the two things that I would assume those people are worried about, unless they're lying about it or whatever. I don't know. I've seen some weird stuff on the internet. Apparently people are not telling the truth when they're doing stuff like that, which is unfortunate. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I see people like that, and I'm like, man, like if only you knew. Like, you just pull up, application in hand. Hey man, you got a driver's license? Oh, you know, I mean, maybe they don't, maybe they do. I don't know their situation, but like, pull up, yeah, you got a driver's license? Yeah, well, you know, fill this out and send it in or whatever. I don't know what the hell, but I mean, it takes care of everything. Like you drive your bed around all day, like where you sleep at night. Like there's no complications, and then on top of that, even in your first year, make like, I don't know, like I've heard some guys getting like kind of screwed over like $300-400 a week, which is not acceptable in my eyes. but I mean that could be like a whole laundry list of things that are happening to them. But in my experience, I mean, I don't know, it's uncommon to see anything like that. Like when I'm actually on the road, that'd be super weird. But yeah, I mean, like in the last year, my situation has changed a lot. Like, I mean, at my last job, I was not doing bad, and like I still have money. I still have money put away every week. I try to put away at least like $200 every week, just to like have a cushion, and also like sort of saving for retirement at the same time, like trying to get some money together that way. And I mean that worked. And I mean at my old job it was like pretty normal to get like a $600 check for a 50-60 hour work week. I mean that was the norm. And then you would keep, $200 and the rest of it would just kind of disappear. And that, I don't know. I mean, it was just frustrating. Like, I don't know. Because you feel like you're saving a lot of money, but at the same time, you're putting out so much money just being home, and, like, I don't know. Like, you just, once you get into the trucking situation, you, like, start to look back at, like, what you were doing, and, man, you just, like, go out for every meal. You, like, just don't, like, you don't even have stuff to, like, eat at home, or, like the fridge is just empty. Like, you just have no idea, like, how to survive without having a freaking McDonald's down the street, you know what I mean? But, like, once I got into trucking, man, you learn a thing or two about saving money. Let me tell you something. Like, if you do it correctly. I mean, I've heard, like, a lot of people, they just kind of, like, live out of the truck stop, and they just kind of stop whenever and, like, get lunch and, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, every single day. That's just what they do. And, I mean, if you just go with, like, an average of, like $8, I don't know, $24 every day, we'll just round it up, say 25. 7 times 25 is what? Like, it's like 150, somewhere in there. Something like that. Right? I don't know. That might not be right. But that's $150 extra that you're throwing away every single week. And for me, like, $150 worth of food should last 2 weeks. No problem. Like, that's just kind of what I spend on groceries. So it's basically, I make an extra $150 every other week compared to, them, which doesn't sound like much, but it's still, it adds up. Like, all sorts of stuff like that just adds up. And then, going along with that is not having to be home. You don't have to do nothing with, like, your car. You don't gotta fill up you don't gotta fill up with gas. You don't gotta put oil in it. Tires wear slower. I mean, like, your car just kind of sits there. I mean, if you're like over the road, like I do. I mean, I'm not like super real deal over the road, like do 3 months flat and come home for a weekend and then come back out. I mean, I'm not like that. I don't think I could do that. But I mean, 3 weeks at a time, come home for 4 or 5 days, and then you're gone again. Like, there's not much time in there to, like, do a whole bunch of stuff, which is kind of the point. Yeah, I mean, that's just the point of trucking. I mean, it's not, I don't know, some people look at this job in the weirdest sort of way. They look at it like, man, I'm gonna just get into it and make, whatever kind of money I'm making, and I'm just gonna, like, call it quits and, like, make it a career and just try and do it for 40 years. And that that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't know. I think if you're in this industry for longer than 10 years, I should probably watch what I'm saying, but I think if you're in this industry for longer than 10 years, something went horribly wrong. That's what I think. And well, I don't know. At the same time, I mean, this is just like it's just enjoyable. Like, it's not really work. You're just like riding around all day, not a care in the world. You're just like holding the steering wheel, cruising, listening to whatever's on the radio, just looking at whatever, and it's like low stress for the most part. I mean, unless you're in a weird place or whatever. But yeah, you're just like, I don't know, like, for me, this job is not, at this point, I don't think it's something that I want to do forever. I mean, I have a goal in mind. That's why I'm here. And I don't know how many other people are like that out here, but I'm sure there's a lot of them. There's got to be. But I just keep that goal in mind, and like I don't know what the heck other people are thinking. Like, this is not the type of job to stay in for 40 years. Like, my grandpa did this for like 27 years or something like that. Which, he's wild for that one, that's for sure. Dad did it for 12, which he was a local driver, and I don't understand. I have no idea how someone maintains sanity being a local driver. I think I would probably snap. I don't think I could handle that, but I mean, that was just the reality of the situation. Is I'm sure he got into it being like, this is gonna change me and my family's situation, and it did. It really did. And I mean, he's out of it now, and I think that is like the smartest thing to do as a trucker, is to understand, like to put a plan in place is very important, and to stick to that plan the whole way through. And once you reach that plan, or like the end of that plan, your end goal, it's just time to go. Like, I don't know. Maybe not time to go. I don't know. It really just depends on who you are. Like, just do like a week on, week off thing. Like, our company does that, where they'll let you drive 1 week out, and then you get 1 week home. I mean, that's pretty reasonable for home time. I don't know what the money's like, but I mean, that's definitely an option. I don't know if that could make like $400 a week or something. I don't know. I have no idea. Never done it, not interested in doing it. But the point of the industry is to change your situation. Like, regardless of where you're at in life, that's like the whole point, is just to change people's situation. That's at least how I see it. And I mean, I don't know. It can change your situation into whatever you want it to be. Like, if you wanted to make it into a career forever, like, that's like what you want to do, then like, it's there and you can just do it. Like, you can literally call someone up from any company that you see, like a lot of trucks driving around. A lot of those companies will like train you to get your CDL and pay you while you're doing it. Like, that's something that people don't really talk about, but like, they'll just be like, oh, like, for me, it was like 2 phone interviews, and they were like, okay, so when can you come? And I was like, as soon as possible. Let's make it happen. And I gave like, I don't even know, I think it was like 10 days notice at my other job, and I was gone. And situation changed like that, and it was just over with. There was no looking back. And I'm just out here doing it. I don't know. I think that's all I got to say about that. I think you get the gist. You can change your situation, but it's very important to understand what you want your situation to be, I think. And like just setting parameters, almost. Like I've literally just told myself, like, I'm not doing less than 3 weeks out. It's just not a good idea. I understand that. Like, you just, like, that whole first week, you're just kind of getting back into the mix of things. And then eventually it's like, okay, now we're like, you know, getting along this track, and like the load planners are lined up properly, and like if you're hitting all your appointments, like all the loads just bang, 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 they just drop right into place and you're just gone. I don't know. Anything else I want to cover about that? There probably is. I always forget something and then I'm like, you know, great. Forgot about that, but yeah. I don't know. Whatever your situation is and you want to change it, I mean, if you want to, like, go to college and you just want to come out with no debt, like, that's possible. Just through doing, like, a year of driving and just, like, running out of contract. Like, you could literally, you know, if you wanted to go to, like, a trade school or, like, a tech or something like that, you could literally come out here, drive for a year, and after that year, go to college and have no debt on the way out. Like, that's literally possible. I could, like, today, I could literally just be like, no, I'm done, and I'm gonna go be, like a lineman or something like that. Like, you know, those dudes that do, like, power lines and stuff like that, I could be like, yeah, I'm gonna, you know, go to college and be a lineman. And just, you know, I'm just gonna get set up like that and go do it. I could literally sign up and have no debt. Pretty sure. I don't know. I don't know exact rates on all that stuff, but it's probably because I'm not interested. But yeah, it can definitely change your situation. So if you're thinking about it, think about it a little harder. And if you had to ask me, I think everyone should do it at some point. I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you're not built right, but that's kind of beside the point. If you're thinking about it, you should probably do it. That's what I'm saying. If you're like just like, oh, maybe, you know, yeah, you should probably do it. Like, just to see what's happening. And if you don't like it, you can literally, like, buy your way out of a contract pretty quickly. So it's not that big of a deal. Like 6 months max. Probably less than that, but all depends on who you are and what your type of hustle is and if you got it or not. But yeah, I believe this has gone on too long. You definitely get the gist now. So I'm gonna get out of here and I guess keep waiting for some instructions. Yep. Catch y'all in the next one. Bye bye.